Okay, have you got any more?
I'll do one more just because it's really well known,
Oh.
and it's one that's definitely been blown out of proportion massively. Don't know if we can technically class it as an urban legend though.
Right.
Oh.
Slender Man.
Oh, I've got a story about him, but I'll let you explain what it is.
Okay, so obviously what everyone thinks Slender Man is, at least, is a story essentially of a man, very tall man, very long legs, very long arms, featureless face, no eyes, no nose, just a
bit
ball on top of his head.
Voldemort-y.
Yeah,
Yeah.
essentially, pretty much. And it came about that he was particularly always after children. There were loads of like hoax photos on the internet of people in the woods, and then suddenly Slender Man's like somewhere in the distance behind him, and he became quite a phenomenon really quickly out of nowhere.
Loads of indie games came out.
Yeah, games came out for it. There's
Yeah.
a film for it. But there's no true origin behind any of it. It's really, really fake and made up.
Yes, it's all on the internet.
He
it's
basically
made on the
came.
internet.
The way Slender Man was created is there was a paranormal drawing competition or an art competition. Someone drew this creature, Slender Man, called him that, and just posted it. And then people just took it and went, oh, that's a story. And they just made up stories. 2009.
Yeah.
He's only been about 10 years. Like, it's not a big, like, oh, in the 80s, he killed and abducted children. But it's literally was just a piece of art and people took stories from it.
Yeah.
However, what did happen from that is that a lot of people took it a bit too seriously. It really scared kids, obviously. So it did get to the point that in 2014, 2 girls stabbed their friend multiple times after leading her into the woods.
The fuck?
And then when they were questioned for doing it, the girl was 12 years old, who they took in and stabbed.
How old were the girls that stabbed?
I believe they were 14 and 16.
Fuck me.
And then when they questioned why they did it, they said that they did it for the Slender Man.
Yeah.
Or Slendy, they called him as well. Gave him a nickname. And yeah, that was in Wisconsin. So they, but the girl didn't die.
Explains it all. There you go.
Right out.
The girl didn't die, but it was quite a big thing.
Well, yeah, she's been stabbed multiple times. She didn't die. It was quite a big thing, really. Our family were traumatised for a number of years.
It was a big thing because afterwards they said that they did it for this
Slender
unknown
Man
creature, fake
Which gives a
person.
little bit of weight to this fictional fucking...
Yeah, so it suddenly gave weight to it. That was 5 years earlier was nothing. It
Yeah.
just-
Yeah.
So that's really all Slender Man is. It's just a fake made up piece of art that people attached a story to.
When I was 16 or 17, way too old to be a madness, right? But I was near Anglia Square in Norwich.
Yeah.
You know when you're kind of like 16, maybe a bit younger, and you just hang around on street corners?
Following in your mum's footsteps.
Prostitution
I was literally going to then make that joke. I was with my mum. No, I was sat on a wall in a churchyard at night time, and somebody told me the story of Slender Man. I'd never heard it, and it fucking petrified me. It really scared me.
Really?
And I went home and I kept thinking about it for like nights, and I couldn't sleep. And I was probably a bit too old to be that scared about it. You imagine a 12-year-old would act like that. I was like 16, 17. But
Yeah.
then, I got over it. I grew up and I bought a Slender Man onesie for a Halloween party. And my sister didn't know I had one. And when I lived in the house with her, I knocked on her door early one morning, which is a bit weird because it weren't nighttime. I banged on the door and she's come to it, and I stood at the door like straight up, bolt upright, and then I flicked my head side to side, so it was like this white head. And I have never seen someone get so petrified so quickly. And you know, like when you make a joke and it doesn't go well,
Yeah.
and like, she's so petrified, you're like, oh,
The funny thing is,
didn't mean to scar you mentally there.
even if you started going, oh no, it's me, it's still you in a suit, but
Yeah.
she cannot see your face, and you go, no, it's me, and you're just waving your hands at her manically.
And people that haven't met me often think I'm going to be quite short, but I'm quite a tall lad.
Very
Yeah.
tall.
Yeah.
Very tall.
So
That's quite funny.
I do apologise, Charlie, if you listen to this. Slender Man did scare me a lot, actually.
Yeah, it's quite interesting when you read into it for that kind of stuff, though, because it's one of the only like folklores that you can just see an origin really quickly.
Yeah,
Like you can literally just search it and they'll go, oh yeah, it's just that piece of art. Whereas normally with werewolves and all of vampires, anything like that, it's a bit more like, obviously people say like Bram Stoker invented Dracula.
It was based on
And then-
Vlad the Impaler,
Yeah.
who was an
Yeah.
actual serial killer.
Yes, there's so much with that it makes it a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
But with Slender Man, it's literally just there it is. But how quickly did that go over the internet? How like the fact that someone could scare you with a story that they've just read
Yeah.
isn't real at all.
I just think because it's quite unusual, when the first time you hear it, if you're of a sort of an impressionable age, you do get quite scared about it. I also remember playing a game called PT.
Oh, what a
Yeah.
game!
Oh.
All it was a trailer.
It was a playable trailer. That's what PT means.
Yeah.
Silent Hill.
Yeah, and you go through the same corridor a number of times. It loops, and then there's something different each time. And there's a Slender Man-ish character in that.
Yeah, it jumps out at you and scares you.
Yeah.
I used to love that.